The Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, and Jerry Keyser.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report for Thursday, October 14th, show number 201.
Wow.
Yeah. Jerry Keyser stuck at work, so you're stuck with me, Scott Hammer, and Ron Miller. He may join us later if he gets out of work on time. Coming at you live from the Ron Miller Race Car Studios 2.0. It's the Hammer Down Race Report presented by Oakshade Raceway, live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You can like us on Facebook. Please do. If you haven't already, follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report. Follow us on YouTube. You can, of course, watch us on YouTube. And listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Check out hammerdownracerreport.com for more information on all that stuff. And we're about done with the Toledo City paper deal. This is our first guest, I believe, calling. So we're going to answer the phone, but we'll be with you in a minute, Tony. Hopefully you can hear us. Toledo City paper, Best of Toledo nominations, as we've been nominated twice in the past 3 years.
Yeah.
That ends tomorrow.
So if you haven't voted to nominate us,
you're running out of time. You got tonight and tomorrow. So after the show, go to our Facebook page.
Don't do it now.
The first post, I have it pinned on our Facebook page, a direct link where you can nominate us. We haven't really been hounding it that much this year, so I don't know if we'll get nominated. We'll see. Well, we'll try and remind you at the end of the show. Tonight, we're going to talk to CJ Rayburn, legendary racer and chassis builder.
And inventor of dirt late models for all practical purposes.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what we're calling him? Okay.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And Tony Burns is going to join us here in seconds, talking about this new deal at Sandusky Speedway that kind of popped up after last week's show. I sent a message to Chris Mize over at Sandusky Speedway. I said, hey, can I run my bomber with the dirt truck guys at Fremont at the cavalcade?
He said, what?
And he said,
what?
Let me check. And then he got back to me a little bit later. He's like, yeah, you got to run asphalt tires and 2-barrel carburetor or unhook your rears. So I said,
are you going to unhook your rears?
Yeah, my rear is always unhooked.
Okay. Now,
so that's what we're going to talk to Tony about all that. We'll go into all the details. All right. Before we get to him, though, I got to pay a couple bills here. Oakshade Raceway, we're the fastest meet to race every Saturday night, except during the off season. They will be meeting though on this Saturday, the 16th at 9 a.m. for the swap meet.
Yeah.
So cool deal there. Actually, I think tomorrow they have some flea market thing going on too.
Well,
Tomorrow and Saturday.
2-day deal,
yeah.
right?
So you can go to the swap meet and then head on over to the other side parking lot there. And
it's a lot of crafting and swap meet for the ladies, especially.
Yeah, free to get in. I think there is a spot fee though for the
vendors.
For the swap meet. I also got to thank Big D's Pizza, Subs, Ribs, Chicken, and more in Clyde. Give them a call, 419-547-1444. Order online at orderbigdspizza.com. Big on taste, not on price. Big Dean Henry, I can't say enough about him. He's a huge supporter of everything racing, especially around here. So definitely support Big D's out there in Clyde. And Real Geese Silhouette Decoys. They manufacture several different models of silhouette decoys, using digitally enhanced, detailed images, the highest quality materials, and the most advanced production methods. Each style offers, I probably should read this ahead of time. Each style offers waterfowl hunters different price ranges, options, and unmatched durability. Check them out at webfootdecoys.com or call 642-6369. It's 888-642-6369.
I did notice in the comments, David Golombieski, Senior, I believe.
Dave Gumby.
That's
Gumby.
Right. That's right. The GSR Fall Classic Go-Kart race is this weekend. And it's, I think, their second annual. It was pretty crazy last year. Check out either Dave Gumby, Jr. or Senior. And if you're
Corey McCoy talked about that.
Didn't he? If you're interested in watching, there's no charge for admission. And
that's where you drink after every lap.
I think every 5 laps.
5 laps.
Got to stop.
It'd be more fun after every lap.
Drink a beer.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk to Tony here.
I have the beer concession.
Tony, you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No.
Right. You're still there. Thanks for hanging on. Our board op forgot to put you on hold. Just put you there. We don't have a board op. Anyways, Tony Burns, Fremont dirt truck driver. Is this your deal that you put together with Chris Mize at Sandusky Speedway?
It's not just my deal. I kind of talked about it with Corey and with Chris, and we just kind of came together to get something going, honestly. I wasn't ready to be done racing for the year, and Sandusky's my home track, and that's where I wanted to go, and I thought it'd be fun. So since they got their cavalcade delayed, why not jump in and try it, you know?
Okay. Were you part of this a few years ago when they had the dirt truck as part of the cavalcade?
No, actually, this year was my first year in a dirt truck. I ran street stock for a while before I went to the Marine Corps, but for the most part, it's been for about 5 years now.
Cool. All right. Well, let's tell everybody what's the details of this event. When is it? Where is it? What are the rules? Go ahead. The floor is yours.
So, October 23rd, Saturday. It's gonna be a one-day thing. Sandusky's running 2 days, but our division's only gonna run one. We're gonna be running Oakshade bombers and the Fremont dirt truck, 2 barrels, or disconnect your secondaries if you're running a 4-barrel. Tires. I just picked up about 130 or more asphalt tires from Bob Silva. So we're on our way back actually with those. My 24-foot enclosed trailer. So if anybody's needing asphalt tires for this weekend, get a hold. Got them. We're loaded down. I prefer everybody to try to run the asphalt tires. You can run your dirt tires, but as Corey said, last time they ran them, they got about 8 laps and they were on the course. So it's a safety concern. I think it'd be best for everybody to run them. They're free. Come pick them up, run them. We have enough now for everybody to have spares even. Like I said, we're full, and there's still asphalt guys that are like, hey, I got a set of 4 that just come off my modified. Come pick them up. You know, they got plenty of life left in them. So they're good tires. They're not junk. You know, they got plenty of life left in them.
Not that us dirt guys would really know what good asphalt tires are. At least I probably wouldn't. I don't know. But so how can like myself, because I plan to come out for this thing. It sounds I like weird things that are different, and this is kind of different. How can people get a hold of you and get these tires? Where can they get them?
I can leave. Obviously, I'll comment on here. You guys can tag my Facebook page. You can comment or message on the Burns Racing page. Comment on any of the posts. If you need my phone number, plenty of people have it. I can give it out. But the best way to do it is just message me on Facebook, and I can give you my address. I talked with Ron Miller earlier. We're trying to figure out a way to get some of the tires up there, since obviously he's a lot closer to the Oakshade bomber guy.
I'm on the other mic here, so we can make these arrangements.
Yeah, no problem. Like I said, I got plenty here. I just happen to be the furthest east guy out there, and these tires were halfway across the state. Basically, I drove an hour and a half to go pick them up and brought them back, so that way we could make this happen safe and fun. And personally, I want to see if we can go out and run faster laps than the Ohio Wheelman guys. We've been trying to run with them, and I think it'd be cool to see how we compare to them and see if maybe while those guys are there, and when we're not running not running dirt, maybe we can run a race with the Wheelman series. They travel and run their street stock stuff, so I thought that was kind of cool.
Tony,
challenge has been thrown down.
While we've been talking, Tony, Pam Hendricks from Oakshade Raceway said that they want to give $50 to the winner.
Awesome. They can get a hold of me or Chris Mize, and we can make that happen and go from there. I know we've added. Dean has added 150. He's added 100 towards the purse, and then 50 if a dirt truck happens to beat one of the Oakshade bombers to win. And then Jeff Pfeiffer threw out another 50. So the way we divided that up is that 50 is going to go toward, or one of the 50s is going to go towards the person who travels the furthest to come to the race. The other 50 is going to go to the hard luck award, whoever has the worst night, which is never something fun, but at least you're going to come out with an extra $50. And then the other thing we decided to do with 50 of that was between fourth and whatever the last place car is that starts, we're going to have a young fan from the stands go and draw a random number, and whoever finishes in that position is going to get that extra 50. So,
wow,
kind of cool thing to do.
Bryce Black just posted that he's more than willing to pick some tires up from you and bring them up to my shop tomorrow.
Awesome. He knows where I live. He was just at the house today, so I'll have him. I'll get a hold of him. We'll meet up, and we'll get those up there for you guys.
Oh, and it just keeps coming. Pam from Oakshade says she's also going to give $50 to the highest finishing Oakshade Raceway bomber.
Look at that.
So,
everything's going crazy now.
So not only is it the dirt guys versus the asphalt guys, I mean, not head to head, but time wise, but now it's the Fremont guys and the Oakshade guys, head to head.
Everybody loves a good competition.
Absolutely. It's multifaceted. I like it. And this is a good thing for Sandusky too. I mean, this is a huge weekend for them. They got, we're a little part of the show. I mean, they got a full show going on here, the 2-day deal. And I think this is going to bring in some dirt fans to join the
I think
fans.
so. Scott, I'm wondering, what about an Oakshade regular racer that happens to be in a dirt truck? Where does he fall in? Tony, help me with this.
Wait a minute.
Well, since he'd be wheeling a dirt truck, I'd say that that'd be up to whoever's throwing up the $50. But as far as the winner, if he's driving a dirt truck, hey, I think they're at a little bit of a disadvantage driving the trucks. I mean, with the way our weight distribution and everything is, I think if you can go out there and you're regularly running a bomber and you can win in a dirt truck, hey, more power to you.
I think it should be what car you're running.
Oh yeah, that works too.
Yeah, I mean, or what vehicle you're in. If you're in the dirt truck, then you get the dirt truck bonuses or things. If you're in a bomber, so.
The thing I want to see is, I know you guys, a lot of you bombers are running the 3-link setup. How many of you guys are going to be carrying that left front tire going around the track?
How many of those guys are going to be using up rear tires?
Oh yeah,
Also
definitely.
me.
I think that'll be kind of cool to see. I don't know. I've never really noticed it at the hangover race. I never even thought about it, but now I'm thinking, all right, we're going to have a decent track, nice tires, good rubber. Let's see if somebody's going to pick that thing up and carry it like they do on dirt.
So this is coming up, not this weekend. It's next Saturday, the 23rd at Sandusky Speedway, part of the first day of the rescheduled cavalcade. So I'm looking forward to this. And apparently it sounds like Ron's going to have a stash of tires, which you said are free, right? I mean,
they're 100% free.
So it's not like you have to invest much other than effort to put some tires on some rims. And some fuel, I guess. But
break out the spoons.
What's that?
Worst comes to worst, you got to break out the spoons.
Yep, exactly. So Ron will have some tires here, and I'm guessing a lot of the Fremont guys will be getting tires from you then. Did you want to give out your number just in case here?
Yeah, 419-239-3991, and text message is usually best. Just let me know who you are. That way I know who I'm talking to.
All right. And then if anybody contacts us, we can share that as well.
And you're pretty accessible on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And a lot of sponsors, like you said, had stepped. I thought I saw it was $300 to win and $100 to start. I'm sure that's gone up now. I mean, even in the past couple minutes.
Now, up to $350 to win, depending on you're a dirt. Well, I guess now you're the highest finishing Oakshade bomber. Basically $350 to win no matter what. I know Dean had thrown up $50 extra if a dirt truck won. So there's that. And then I don't remember the person's name that you said threw up the 50 to the highest Oakshade bomber finisher. So
it's Pam from Oakshade.
No matter what.
So who's in charge of the sponsors? Are you handling that, or is Chris Mize, if there's any other sponsors that want to step up?
I would get a hold of Chris. He's pretty much handling the people that are talking, because most of the sponsors that have filmed the stuff in have been on his show or on the Hammer Down Race Report last week. I think they mentioned it. So I know that Chris knew about the other stuff, but if you want to sponsor it, you can get a hold of me. I have a group chat going with Chris, or you can get a hold of Corey McCoy. I know he's very well known as well. We have a little group chat going, asking questions and stuff about the race to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Cool.
Just to make sure, in case some of the Oakshade guys do want to run their harder dirt tires, they can run them if they wish.
Yes, they can run their harder dirt tires if they wish. Like Corey and I had spoke about, we just recommend that you run the asphalt tires. Just one, because they're free, and two, be a little bit safer.
You'll have something left for the feature.
Yep, have something left.
Especially if you're burning up those rear tires. So once again, it's Sandusky Speedway, October 23rd. It's Dirt Invades Asphalt. It's part of their. I mean, you can check out some. It's a full show of what you got: the Ohio Wheelman Series, modifieds. I'm just going off of memory here. I don't remember all the classes they have, but it's going to be a full show.
Their front wheel drive division that comes out, pure stock, and I believe beginner stock, but don't quote me on that one.
Any idea how many trucks you have committed so far?
So I think we have 7 or 8 trucks committed. We have 8 trucks that are possibles. We have a couple guys that are going and traveling different places to race this next weekend, like Kokomo and whatnot. So depending on how they do there, we'll tell if they're going to be able to come run with us next weekend or not. So we have a possibility of having 15 trucks, but I'm not sure about the Bombers. I know there's 3 or 4 of them that I know of, but I'm sure you guys probably know more.
Well, we're going to work on it and see if we can come up with a really good field of cars and trucks.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool to see. I like competition, and I like a full stack field. So I think it's always fun.
And this might be something that if we pull in enough of the Bombers and the trucks, that Chris Mize looks at this and say, hey, this is a pretty good deal. We got to do this again. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So. All right, Tony. Well, we appreciate the information here. We'll definitely be promoting this in the next couple of weeks, coming up again, October 23rd, Sandusky Speedway.
All right. Sounds good, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
One more thing, just to be absolutely clear, this is not a hangover type race that's run no matter what the weather. This will be a sunshine race.
This will be a sunshine race.
Yep. All right.
So
thank you so much, Tony.
You guys appreciate it. You guys have a nice night.
All right, man.
Bye.
You too.
Bye.
There you go. Looking forward to that. I'm going to give that a try. First time that my new car will be on.
You've got some laps there too, man. You've got a lot of experience.
Yeah, but that was in the old car. I have no experience with this. Car I got.
The new car is more better than the old car.
Well, it is. But it's totally different than the old car. It'll be interesting. And I've never run asphalt tires, so I don't know what difference that's going to make. Before we get to CJ Rayburn here, real quick, I want to mention a couple other sponsors we forgot to throw in there earlier. Of course, Ron Miller Race Cars. We'll have a recap of the big festival that you kind of helped put together last weekend.
Fun time.
Freeze Frame Photos and Dittman Motorsports. So, yeah. I don't know if Craig's going to be there. I know that they had a picture of Craig's the 74 bomber on the flyer for the asphalt deal.
Ooh.
So I don't know if Dittman's going to be there or not, but yeah, we'll find out. So we promised CJ Rayburn. How about we give him a call here? Did I dial the right number? I think I did. Okay. So the inventor of dirt late models, you say?
Yeah.
Okay. It's Tony Burns.
Hello.
Hi, is this CJ?
Yes.
CJ, it's Scott Hammer and Ron Miller. It's the Hammer Down Racing Report. How you doing?
Oh, great.
Good. What are you up to this evening?
Oh, nothing.
Talking to Ron and Scott.
Yeah. Just sitting here waiting on you to call.
All right. Well, we ran a little long with our last call, so we do apologize. You are our featured guest though tonight. Man, I don't even know where to start, Ron. I mean, such a long career, and I mean, you've done it all. What haven't you done?
A lot. you know, there's a lot I still want to do, but I'm just old and hands don't work, body don't work. Mind is not too bad. Still pretty good.
CJ, when you started, am I correct that you were originally a Howe dealer and you just figured that there was a better way?
No, I wasn't a Howe dealer. I didn't know Hal at that time. We become very good friends. Have a lot of respect for him.
So when did you actually get started in racing? And how?
Well, May the 30th, 1961.
Oh my!
I went to a drag strip and took an old 6-owner Ford of mine, and one of the guys with me had been drag racing, so of course we were drinking beer probably, and the guy with us had drove some, and so he drove the old car, and I guess we got beat runner up or something, and we got beat, and I just went to work that day, trying to make the car better, and thinking about it, and that's been hooked ever since.
So you started off
still hooked.
You started off in drag racing?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah. And
was that?
I was always.
Go ahead, CJ.
All my life, I was real mechanical. I hung out in the garage all the time, and was really pretty good. Built a lot of old Ford tractor engines. Rebuilt them, and then I'd work on cars on the side of the road. I'd rebuild people's trucks on the side of the road when I'm just a kid. And, somebody wanted a brake job or something done, they'd come to me and probably give me $4 or $5 to do the brakes on a car.
Big money.
And we just start off on, just pull them on the side of the road. And then I got to going, where I'd buy the parts out, I could just do the work in their parking lot. And I've done a lot of that back in the day, and it was always pretty simple. I didn't know enough at that time to make it complicated. The more you know, the more complicated it is.
Oh yeah.
So when did you what made you jump into circle track racing if all your background early on was in drag cars?
Well, I guess, fast forward. I come up here in '63, couldn't get a job anywhere, and went to work at a place called Arvin's. And I worked there for a while. A service station come up for lease. And I went and bought that, borrowed about half of it, enough money to really run it right, and struggle, and then got into another service station, and I've done that for about 8 years and made a fairly good living, and saved a little bit of money. Then I went to work. I sold the station out and come over here and built this place I got here. Naturally, before I got it half done, I was out of money. And I went to work for Bob Glidden. Learned a lot from Bob. And then I left there and went to work for M&M Automotive. Learned a whole lot from them. And
CJ, when you and Bob Glidden were together, were you next door neighbors then?
No, that's before we moved down here.
Okay.
I come down here and bought some property. There was like 20 some acres here. Bob bought 8 acres. I got 8 of it. Charlie Reed got 3 of it. So I guess it was about 18 acres on this spot here.
All right.
We got. But then he moved down here, and I was already in business here. And that's about the first year I went in business. And then he come and moved in down here.
So you were basically doing automotive work when you moved to Whiteland?
Yes. Then I wasn't making much money, working for the other guy, but I worked a whole lot, with a lot of hours, and done all right there. Then the Sun Oil Company called me again, or called my wife, and they had a service station. So I went back in that for a while and done pretty good there. And I started buying equipment. And I had equipment in the service station, and I was doing, I was CCing heads and honing blocks and boring and honing blocks in the service station. And then I just got in here and got to doing all this stuff here and buying equipment and hard, you make a payment on this, a payment on that. Hell, they'll finance anybody. And, but, there's you make $100 an hour doing this, but in your payments only $300. So you only work 3 hours a month, and they wasn't enough 3 hours. But anyway, I come back and I got to doing that and struggling. I never had enough money to go in business to start with. So I learned how to do it on the shoestring. And believe me, I'm proud of one thing. I was always honest with people. And so I started, it was drag racing, mostly. And I built stock engines, like if a guy had a stock, Camaro or something like that. You go blueprint the motor and it'd run a whole lot better. And there wasn't very many people that done that then. But I learned from Glidden, how to do it. And I got specs and we put everything right on the money. We had a good finish on cylinder walls and the motor. I mean, we held records all over. And probably still do. And that was real successful. Then we started doing machine work for a guy in Mitchell or down in there. We started doing our machine work, and Carl Kinzer come along, and we started doing his. And I'm telling Carl every little thing that I knew, and he's telling me everything that he knew. One of the easiest persons I ever worked with in my life. And, of course, that was really successful. And then we built sprint cars all over the country. And
you were building the motors for the sprint cars, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I built a lot of them in Ohio, just everywhere.
Sure.
And, of course, we won races everywhere with them. And the drag racing stuff was going pretty good. Then Tom Helfrich come along, and he was doing big block stuff. And I said, I think we can run better with this small block. Well, I always kept stuff on the shelf in case I knew what Carl was going to, need next. And the next thing I know, I put a motor together like I was going to do it for Carl, and we put Tom's carburetor and, the stuff that he was using on it. And, he went to Eldora that year and they had fast time. And
for the
2 cars, took a 535 big block, I believe it was. And then this motor here was 406. We paid $12 for the crankshaft. Now maybe $10 for the crank. We paid $2 a piece for the rods that went in it. We polished shot peen rods. I learned that from Glidden. Reconditioned them. At this time, I had rod reconditioners and line boring and so honing, stuff and boring bar and everything. And, really had a system of doing the block square and everything.
CJ back then, was Helfrich running both asphalt and pavement?
No, he run pavement or run asphalt. I don't remember Helfrich running pavement.
All right.
Now, Purvis did.
Okay.
You may have him mixed up. Purvis come along a little later. And the next thing I know, I had built a couple cars. This was in maybe 77 or 78. '79. I built a couple cars in there. I wasn't not production, but I just built them to put my motor in, and you know, had a good driver. And we won some races, quite a few races.
What kind of car?
It was just something we made. We called it a homemade car. Okay. It was real similar to what we started building in 1980.
So a stock car.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, stock car. And went to Florida in 1980. Now I had started building some cars to sell. I built Fred King one, Ray Gotze drove it, and I took Don to Florida in 1980, and I mean, we were broke. And he won the big deal at Volusia County. Paid $6,000. Well, that was a lot of money.
Sure.
In 1960, and a whole lot of money when you didn't have any. And I'd already called my wife and told her to make arrangements up here to borrow some money. And then I called her back and I said, "Don't worry about it. We got plenty of money.
We're okay now, honey."
Yeah. And I guess that was probably, and then the next days, they run Volusia before they did East Bay. Then we went on to East Bay. My first production car that I had, it lowered the track record 3/4 of a second.
That's significant.
At East Bay. And no, I don't know what we done there, but you know, now we're set pretty good, and we started building cars, and then after we started building cars, you know, we sat down to figure out what we had to have to build a car and make money, and I had some help with it. Dave Dayton helped with prices, and he was in business selling parts and stuff. And he made the prices up for me, and they were so high I was ashamed to charge him. He said, "You've got to do this. This is what it takes to do it." And that's quite a bit of profit for a guy that never made much more than $2 a day or $2 an hour. Or, you know, I was born poor, I was raised poor, and I knowed how to live poor. And then all the profit we had on that, and it was just great after that. And then we had some up and downs in my life. My wife left. That put my head in crazy mode. And I had it rough there for a few years because my head wasn't right, but business was good. And I guess we done all right.
CJ, back in the early 80s when you were building cars, I know that you had some swing arm stuff, you had a cantilever car, and even some leaf spring cars. How did you wind up being the king of the... Go ahead.
We started out when Helfrich built his car, it had leaf springs on it, and the Chrysler leaf was shorter in front. And I said, "This has got to add traction to the car." And so we stayed with the short leaf spring.
Right.
We towed them in, each spring was in 2 degrees, and Ron would know what that does to them.
I do.
It puts an instant center down the road somewhere and takes out roll stir. Roll stir was a no-no back then. And we thought that was good. And we built leaf spring cars up till 1984. And that's when we went to the little car. And when we went to the little car, we'd go down the straightaway, and hell, it'd be so loose going in the corner, we'd meet ourselves coming back out of the corner. So that was loose. And then we come up and made the 4-bar car. And of course, when we made the 4-bar car, time we got it on the car, I saw so many mistakes in it, just one right after another one. But we had good drivers in the car, and we won. We just kept winning races. And that was in 84. And in the fall of 85, I had started driving in 84.
Okay.
And it was pretty good with, not on dirt, but pavement. It was pretty good. And then I wasn't satisfied with that car. And it was really designed to be a watch linkage car to start with. But I come back in the 85 car, the fall of 85, I built my first watch links car. And that was probably the best car that was ever built. Way ahead of its time. I won races with it. I know the first race I had, I went to Jefferson, Georgia, the Burl Crown 300, whatever it was. And I won that after Gary Blue spun me out on the first lap. And I come back and won that. And nobody paid any attention to this watch linkage 85 car. And this was in the fall of 84. And the car was way ahead of its time. It went over like a lead balloon.
Too complicated for the time.
You know, I don't know. I always thought a car was simple, and now I get to looking at them and you know, show everybody this has got to be adjusted exactly this way, and maybe that's a problem with them. Maybe they're too complicated. But man, I don't know. I don't know how the 4-bar car runs as good as it does, and I don't know why somebody hasn't. And I always stay on Ron's butt about this. You know, with his intelligence, he should know.
Don't inflate his ego.
Well, no, I'm just saying he's hard-headed. Oh God, it has been great for me. It's really been great. I love it.
You said you first race on asphalt. How and why did you make the transition to dirt?
Well, okay, dirt. Well, I had built dirt cars, and but I couldn't drive. You know, I'm 43 or 4 years old, and go out there to try to drive dirt the first time. You know, didn't look too intelligent. But now we go out and figure you got to have 85% car and 15% driver to run asphalt. Well, if you want to develop something, you can do it on asphalt a lot easier. You know, the track don't change from a cushion to heavy to slick. And, you know, now you can make a change and ride it out practically all through the night. So I said, this is a place to develop cars. I can be a better driver on asphalt than I can on dirt. So that's what we developed a lot of our stuff on asphalt. You know, I look at cars now, you know, rockets and all of them, and I see stuff that they've done on the car. They don't know what they've done it for. You know, every car out there, you know, you look at it and you see that, you know, they got the uprights where the upper control arm goes on the left. They lean in towards your motor. On the right side, they lean out towards your motor. And they just all do it. And I'm sure they don't know why they're doing it that way. The only reason that I think is because we done it. And I see a lot of things that way. But they never, thank God, they never done the watch linkage.
Well, that's why Ron calls you the inventor of dirt late models.
Well, we've done a lot of it. I don't help. These other guys, they don't have to do it. They just got to put a a good business program together, what they've done, and hell, and they've got a good pattern out there. There's nothing wrong with their car today. We don't have people that's in the sales force or anything. Rusty does awful good, but I don't know why people don't follow him real well. And
he's selling some cars, CJ. He's doing all right.
I wish I was up there to help him. I really do. I'd like to help him at the racetrack. I'd have to slip him off from everybody.
I'm sure he's learned a lot from you. Talking about Rusty Slink.
He's a great kid.
Yeah.
And, he helps everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And always has.
He's very open.
Yeah.
So how did speaking of Rusty Slink, he was your last, I guess, house car driver for the Rayburn chassis. How did
he never was a house car driver.
Oh, okay.
I just had some stuff here, and I said, go race it. And he done it on his own. I may have answered a question for him or something. I don't even remember that, but I just put him out on his own.
So how did
it really did? Yeah.
How did that friendship begin? I mean, did he contact you? Did you contact him, or?
I don't know. I probably knew him way back in the years. Probably when he started. We was with Rusty back, oh God, I don't know how long, maybe 15, 20 years ago.
I did not know that.
And, had good rapport with him.
And he's smart.
Yeah. Good driver. Yep.
So speaking of your driving, is there one win that you had that maybe stands out above all the others?
Me?
Yeah.
I never won very much.
No?
I think about all of them that I run was great. I run at a racetrack one time. I went to Ponderosa one time.
Not the restaurant.
Bloomquist was there.
Bloomquist?
Ponderosa in Kentucky.
Yep. Gotcha.
Bloomquist was there, and there wasn't many cars and wasn't many people. And they said, we can't race this way, and they're not going to spend, I don't know. They wasn't going to pay what Bloomquist wanted. He wanted $5,000 or something. And I think I set a new track record. And I know I won the race. And I thought that was a great race. It probably didn't pay $500. I don't know.
So did Bloomquist not race that race then?
No, he wouldn't race. I'm glad he didn't.
Nice. Well, speaking of track records, you set the record here at Toledo Speedway. What was that with a sprint wing on top?
That was a fun night, CJ.
How long ago?
Must have been in '84 because that's the first year I raced.
Was it that long ago?
The world record in a half a mile at that time was 1474, and it was set by Ricky Otts at Winchester in a New England modified. That's where they had the big block set on the outside in the wing. And I know Toledo's a lot bigger racetrack than Winchester. But I knew that track record, and I always wanted to do that. And, I preach to people. That you talk about, you've heard about thoughts and dreams. Well, when you're dreaming, you're daydreaming about doing something. And you keep daydreaming all the time. This is a true story. And I teach it to people in my seminars. Your thoughts and your dreams, you think about it, you dream about it, then you think about it. And that's how you accomplish stuff. It's not hard. You just got to work at it hard. Sometimes not mashing fingers and getting grease on your fingernails. You got to lay in bed and think about it. And I thought about it. And what I say, when you're thinking about it, you're making it happen. And I set that at 1471, I believe. And it set that world record like 300ths of a second. Then I wanted to go to Winchester and then really try to lower it, but I went up there, had a bad day. It was hot. We got one lap qualifying. Just wasn't good. And I believe at Toledo we had to weigh 2,800 pounds.
CJ, you and Randy kind of went back and forth. Did the two of you ever meet at the same track? I know.
Oh, yeah.
I know a couple of times.
Yeah.
I know Randy Sweet broke a couple. And go ahead.
Oh, I could tell you that. Hell, he wasn't going to race me. But I think maybe we raced. He never could outrun me. Never. And I wasn't even a race car driver. He was. But he would he would get the money up for us. They paid us to show up. I would have ashamed to take it, but Randy got all the money for us. God love him.
So, do you consider yourself a car builder more than a driver? Then?
Oh, hell yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Race cars are simple. You know, what do you want it to do? And what you want it to do, if it's good, there's a way to do it. Believe me, there's a way to do it. And it's wide open right now. But you know, people don't listen. They don't listen to some old man, some old has-been or something. They don't listen to that.
Yeah, we don't listen to Ron.
Hey, now.
So what do you think of the state of dirt late model racing today as it stands right now?
It looks like that they have brought in World Outlaws and Lucas Oil. And, you know, it's pretty easy. Get a race. Put a big purse up there. People will come. And they've been successful with it. The racetracks has been successful with it. But they have went over and put rules in. Okay, a good rule, one of the many rules, are good, for instance. We make a fuel cell. The way it's made is the safest fuel cell on the market by far. I mean, with, you know, when whoever inspects them out there, we've had to do it about 3 times.
SFI.
And it has had the highest ratings of any of them that they've ever had. You know, it's just practically bulletproof. When you roll it over, it don't spill fluid out, where theirs does. If theirs rolls over halfway, you know, fuel pour out of theirs. It don't on mine. And so many things that's better about it. And then they put goofy rules in. You got to have a flapper in it. Well, they don't know what the hell they're doing. And a lot of other stuff that's in the car. I think the full containment seat's a good deal.
Yes, it is.
I think that there's a lot better way to do a Hans device, what you're doing. If you put your D-ring and a roll cage somewhere back there and put a damn bungee cord, go steal one off the truck at a truck stop that's holding the tarp down, hook it on your helmet, run it through the D-ring, then you can move your head around, and then it don't break your rib. I mean, I don't know. That is the awfulest thing I've ever seen. But maybe they help a little bit, but they're miserable for a driver. But the people that make those rules do not have a clue what's going on. And just, yeah, and I was talking to a guy the other day, and fuel cell, of course, we all do it. We put a fuel gauge inside of her car. NHRA don't let you do that, or they wouldn't when I was drag racing. But hell, we put it in there. Here, this fuel gauge started leaking, and the guy thought real quick, saw what it was, and he pulled in. Now that's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
They don't ever check that stuff.
CJ, let's talk about aerodynamics and dirt late models. I've been strongly against the way the cars have evolved, and today the best way to screw up a really good handling car is to poke a hole in the nose, knock a wheel flare off of it. And one term that doesn't belong in dirt late model racing is aero push, but you hear all of those things if you follow the big series.
Aero push. Rest of you on the line there, I remember you being in Florida at Felicia, I believe. And they thought the car in front of it was taking the air off of their nose. Now, I've got a wind tunnel down here, and it's something you can laugh at if you want to. If you don't know much about it, you can laugh at it. If you know something about it, you won't laugh at it. And I can't see that nose pushing or lifting the front end off the air. I can see it, but you've got the air. It's not a cup car. I can see the air. It's dirty coming through under the car, but it's help holding the nose down. What I see on this machine is it making the front car go faster. Now, I haven't fooled with it a whole lot, and I don't fool with it because I built it. I built it out of a big flow bench that Superflow makes. And this thing it's a big one. It's got 8 220-volt squirrel cage blowers in it. Wow. And it's got strings. It's got, we can move the cars around, but it's sitting there and people won't use it. But I never fool with it very long. I made it for people to come in. If they respected it, they could use it and learn something. But the air, we don't know. I know if you blow the nose off the car, you're not going anywhere. I know the nose holds it down. Now I go over and look real, real hard at the cup cars. That nose don't look like it hold anything down. But it sure does.
Yeah.
Their nose is probably, our nose is, Lord, I don't know. Their nose is probably 55 or 60 degrees. The cup cars are probably 40 degrees. And the 40 degrees would hold it down okay, but it wouldn't get through the air. And they tell me the main thing about a car is not suspension, is getting it through the air. So that confuses me.
I can tell you one thing, that Bob Memmer would roll over in his grave if he saw what we were racing today.
Yeah, God love him. He done a lot for racing.
He really did.
Yeah.
Well, we
fussed and fought all the time. But I know he had a lot of respect for me, and I had a lot for him because he done a lot. But I kept him in check pretty good. I knew how to handle him. If I wanted something done, if I wanted to change me, I'd just say, make it. Tell everybody else to make it. If you don't want to do that, just do it. You ain't want to send everybody home. And he knew when I done something. He knew he wasn't no dummy. and Earl Balls, all the stuff. But you know, you had to have somebody back then to keep people like that in check because they don't know. You know, who you got to go put the Lucas Oil people in check? Well, World Outlaws just follows Lucas Oil. So if you can put Lucas Oil in check, you know, the rest of it be okay. But I didn't spend money with them, you know, advertising with them, and that made them, you know, that made them try to punish me.
Well, we appreciate all the time you've been giving us. I just have one last question for you here before we let you go, if I may. Do you have a current favorite late model driver? Some drivers that you root for?
Well, you know who the number one is.
We know where that one's headed.
I figure, but I just wanted to see.
You know, I guess I like all of them. I love all of them a whole lot. Some people try harder than the other ones, and I like people that work hard and try hard. And I guess I like poor people too because you know they sponsors out here that's got $1 million sponsors.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to win races. But I never got into racing for how much I could spend in it. I tried to take some out, and of course, I like to try to show off too.
You definitely contributed to the racing.
Yeah.
CJ, we need to get going, my friend. Let me close with this: that you are the man that invented dirt late model racing, and virtually every car out there right now is a copy of what you built back in the 80s.
You may be right. And I appreciate you thinking that way.
I've been around, been around long enough to see all that.
That sounds good. You know, when you get old and you can't do anything else, it's good to somebody thinks that way. Now, I got a kid that's 34. He don't think I've ever done anything but sit in this chair.
Really? He's not into racing?
No.
Oh, no. My kid's the same way.
Yeah. Well, okay. I like them kids. I like the ones Rusty helps. And all that bunch is. Yeah, I like to follow them.
How often do you how often do you get calls from these guys that are building cars like Rusty for advice?
I have not many here lately. I know a kid in Florida built that car and won a race, and then he didn't run very good for 2 or 3 races. And I think he said some of the other car builders went to him and had him to outlaw a straight axle on the front end, which was good for him because it wasn't good to start with.
Right.
But he won a race with it and made the other car builders nervous. And I talked to him and I thought it over and everything. And then I finally decided the other things that he was doing was outstanding. The front axle was not good. And I don't remember his name, but I thought that was good. Yeah, I have people that calls every once in a while, or they'll have a customer to call. And I like to help them. And believe me, I tell them the best I know.
Nice. I'm sure they appreciate it.
Yeah.
Always great. Always great talking to you. I know last time we talked to you, I think you were with Rusty at what was it, the Gateway Dirt Nationals a couple years ago. he kind of put you on the phone. We were doing the show once.
Oh God, I don't remember.
Yeah. But again,
we were talking in here the other day. They got Kokomo Clash.
Yeah.
I wished I had a car ready and had Rusty come up and drive it. But too late in the week.
Well, they pushed that back.
But,
it's actually not starting until Saturday now.
Yeah.
So we got an extra day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not what?
What's that?
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Oh,
it's not started till
they postponed it a day. It's actually going to run Saturday and Sunday now, and as opposed to Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
So you got an extra day.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I think his motor's down or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's
I
right.
can't do it. I don't have enough time to do stuff right.
Gotcha.
CJ,
Okay.
we've got to move on. We've got to move on, my
Okay.
friend. Always great talking to you, and best of luck. Whatever you do next.
If you need me, you call me.
Will do.
And watch out for something. I'll try to do something next.
All right, CJ.
Let me be part of it.
Okay.
Thanks,
All
man.
right.
Thanks, CJ.
Okay. All right. Bye.
See you. Bye. There you go. The legendary CJ Rayburn, as Ron has dubbed the inventor of dirt late models.
That's him.
So did the proven chassis that do you still build those?
Yeah.
Is that based off of a Rayburn chassis?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure. Didn't know.
Everything really is, Scott. I mean, the chassis dimensions, everything is all very similar to what CJ built back in the mid 80s.
And not much has changed in what, 30 years?
A lot has changed.
40 years? Where are we?
Yeah.
Can't do the math. That's too much. Coming up, stick around. We still have your chance to win a Big D's pizza courtesy of Big D's. I guess that would make sense. We'll have that for the how many here. We'll announce last week's how many winner. As a matter of fact, first off, some results from last weekend. Fremont Speedway, Friday night. The Jim and Joanne Ford Classic rained out, unfortunately.
It did.
But Saturday night.
Good news for the dirt truck guys. They were added to the Saturday program.
Yeah. So they ran 3 classes on Saturday. The All-Stars, Cole Macedo picked up his first All-Star feature win. So congratulations to him.
Yay.
Tyler Courtney was crowned series champion because that was the All-Star Circuit of Champions finale there. The Flow Racing All-Star Circuit of Champions. 305s and the dirt trucks each had 2 features each because they didn't run any heat races. They just ran features. Larry Kingseed Jr. picked up his first ever Fremont win in the 305, and Dustin Stroop was the other 305 feature winner. In the dirt trucks, Jeff Babcock was the winner. I was surprised at this. That's his first ever Fremont win.
First ever Fremont win. I was surprised to hear that too, Scott.
And then Jamie Miller picked up the other feature win. Not surprised to hear that.
Yeah.
Did you have an announcement to make, by the way?
About what?
Well, I don't want to give it away if it's not being announced yet.
Well, it could be announced if you want to announce it.
Well, it's up to you.
Well, go ahead.
No, it's your announcement.
No, you go ahead.
All right, we'll do it later then.
Okay, fine.
Montpelier Motor Speedway was in action on Saturday. Steve Casebolt was the winner for the late model feature. I think Rusty was doing well, and then
I heard he was checking out on the field and broke a valve spring. I think.
Is that what it was? So Rusty Schlenk, bad luck there. Jacob Denny won in the midgets. Modified winner Dylan Woodling. Super Stocks was won by Lee Hobbs. I guess they had quite a large field of super stocks there. 54
That's
cars.
what I heard. Yeah,
a lot of Oakshade guys were down there. I would have been one of them, but I was busy that day.
Yeah,
I don't know what.
Thank you very much for that.
That was fine. It was fun. Lee Hobbs won the super stock feature, and Landon Arcaro won the Hornets there at Montpelier. Toledo Speedway wrapped up the USAC Silver Crown season and their season as well, with Cody Swanson picking up the USAC Silver Crown feature win, and with that notched his 6th series championship. Darn it, I wish that Jerry was doing this because Jeff Medepinigan
Metapedigan.
Jeff won, and he also is the track champion in the factory stock there. Late model sportsman winner Greg Stillwell picked up his 4th win of the year. Ron Allen finished 2nd, and he won the track championship in the late model sportsman class.
Again, a tight points race.
Next month we'll have we'll do our annual track champions shows. So we'll have track champions from all the area tracks on coming up starting in
November.
Maybe, I don't know if we'll start at maybe the end of this month, but probably November.
We're racing through the end of the month.
I know. It's crazy.
Crazy.
I got some racing news to get to here before we get to our how many. We also have the weekend weather pit stop with me because Ryan Weekman bugged out early because it was a nice day, but he emailed me the
nice day.
The weather.
Here's what's going on.
Yeah, pretty much. Contact Freeze Frame Photos for all your racing photo needs, from action shots to victory lane. They have all your favorite drivers. They also do special photos, photo shoots by appointment. Give them a call, 419-476-9978. Freeze Frame Photos, special moments frozen in time. And Dittman Motorsports, contact them for performance parts, custom bodies, fabrication, racing fuels, Hoosier tires, and more. 419-283-8580. Tell them the Hammer Down Racing Report sent you.
Yeah.
So a little bit of racing news to get to here real quick. NASCAR is relaxing the rules on chrome numbers. I did not know they had a rule against chrome numbers on the cars. I know that it's frowned upon at Oakshade at least, just because I'm in the tower, and they're hard to read.
There's another car with those darn chrome numbers.
It gets hard to read, but that was before transponders.
Right.
I don't know what the rule was or why it was implemented in NASCAR. I guess Darrell Waltrip used to have the chrome number 17, and then the rule came in, and it's been years that there hasn't been chrome numbers, but there will be next year.
Really?
I saw a picture. I forget whose car it was. He's going to be, and the numbers move forward. Yeah.
Forward
kind
or backward? Or...
Forward. It's right behind the front wheel. A dumb fan did something at Charlotte this past week. We had some video.
Stupid fan award of the week goes to
way to get yourself killed or arrested. He
or both.
Yeah, he got off easy, I think. Dumb fan jumped the fence, ran onto the track at Charlotte on Sunday in turn 7 on the Roval there. Since he was not killed by race cars, he jumped back over the fence and was greeted by police. At least he did it under a yellow flag, I do believe.
Yeah, that would only be half dead instead of totally dead.
He almost got run over by one of the
safety trucks.
Yeah, here's the deal with what happened there. This is I guess he posted a TikTok video of it. It's like, hey, arrest me. I had to take the sound out because it had some music and I didn't want to get busted for copyright. Facebook would knock us off.
Comes
here.
back
so,
in.
comes up, does a face plant. There it is.
Boom.
That's a good face plant. And we four screens of his face plant, and then he gets to talk to the cops. So there you go. There's your little bit
dumb
of
fan of the week award.
Don't do that. Something not to do. Don't do it at your local track either. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series released their 2022 race schedule on Wednesday. Features 65 events at 35 different tracks. The season kicks off January 26th at Golden Isle Speedway in Georgia and ends up at Portsmouth Raceway Park in Ohio with the 42nd Annual Dirt Track World Championship on October 14th and 15th. There's 4 new tracks that they added this year. I don't remember all of them. I just remember West Virginia Motor Speedway was one of those tracks. So there you go. If you want to check out that schedule, you can, I believe their website's lucasdirt.com, but just search for it, whatever. Kevin Harvick tried to take out Chase Elliott on Sunday. Did you see that?
I saw.
Actually, he sort of did.
Karma's
a bitch, isn't it?
Ain't she?
Elliott tried to retaliate after Kevin Harvick got into the back of him and
sent him into the fence,
put him in the wall, ruined the back of his car, and Elliott kept it going. And then as
the race went on,
as Harvick's trying to get by on the inside, he tried to cut down across him. Actually, I think he caught Cole Custer and actually spun out. And then
I think he just overdrove it. I don't think
you don't think so.
You
don't think he was trying to get him back?
From what I saw, okay. No. I'm not saying that Elliott wasn't trying to get there, but Elliott was 3 cars back. He had nothing to do. Kevin Harvick just
no. I'm not talking about when Harvick. Right.
Later.
This was right after he got put in the wall.
Right. Okay.
Right after he got put in the wall, then because Harvick was still behind him at that time.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the karma.
No, the karma thing that happened a little bit later. I think with 11 laps to go, Harvick. I think he probably saw Elliott coming in his rearview mirror because Elliott benefited. There's a lot of controversy about the rear bumper cover was flapping in the breeze, and some people are saying, why didn't NASCAR black flag him? Because eventually that bumper cover came off,
and then they had to
throw the yellow, and that helped out Elliott, who was way behind, and he got to close back up in the field and closed within a few car lengths of Kevin Harvick after the restart. And Harvick overdrove it into one of the corners and smashed in the wall pretty good.
Yeah, he used up a race car.
He did, and now Kevin Harvick is not in the playoffs anymore, and Chase Elliott benefited and is. So
he moved on to the next round.
Yeah, some crazy stuff. And what's his face? Kyle Busch made some comments about Kevin Harvick, saying that he said some not so nice things about him. Said other drivers might wreck him in the future because of his dirty driving. Wreck Harvick.
Yeah.
I guess he was running into people. I don't know. So, crazy stuff there.
You just never know who your friends are when you're running around in circles, Scott.
And I did read that NASCAR did have a call with both of them to try and see if
smooth.
I don't know what the outcome of that call was, but I would think that, I don't know.
We don't expect this to be a factor in the chase.
I don't know. Well, Kevin Harvick is no longer a factor in the chase. But will he be a factor?
He could be.
He could be.
Oh, you betcha.
NASCAR could go hybrid in 2024. I know we've made jokes about going all electric.
I don't want to hear. Don't even talk about it.
According to Bob Pockrass, NASCAR President Steve Phelps said, quote, some sort of hybrid engine system with an electrification component is likely to come by 2024.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm not sure what that would look like, but Tony Stewart announced today that he is going to be the owner of a new 2-car team in the NHRA. He's going to do some drag racing stuff. Starting next season, his girlfriend, Leah Pruitt, and Matt Hagan will be behind the wheels of each of those cars.
That's pretty cool.
I'm thinking that his girlfriend had some influence in there as to why he's got to.
Just maybe. Hey, Tony, let's spend some money.
Yeah, he's got the money. Why not?
He does.
We mentioned this earlier. Kokomo Clash has been pushed back by one day because of the forecast rain for tomorrow. Originally scheduled for Friday and Saturday. It's now going to be run Saturday and Sunday. So if you didn't get that message, there you go. So they're hoping that it gives them some time to dry the track up before Saturday night from the rains that are scheduled for tomorrow. Scheduled? Do you schedule rain? Forecast for tomorrow. Did. Casey Kane was involved in rescue efforts after a fiery head-on crash that killed 2 people. Wrong way driver slammed into a couple's camper on the way home from Port Royal Speedway in Pennsylvania on Saturday night. Kane was also coming from the track, and he stopped. I guess the wreck happened just in front of him, and heard someone calling for a fire extinguisher, which he grabbed from his bus, and he was being a firefighter. He helped fight the flames.
Got the folks out?
I don't know about that. I think some other people were working on that. Right. He was working on trying, because I guess the camper was in flames.
Right.
So there you go. Some results from this past weekend. The World of Outlaws, Kerry Madsen was the winner Friday at the Nittany Showdown at Port Royal Speedway in the closest finish of the World of Outlaws season. Spencer Baston won the Saturday Nittany Showdown finale at Port Royal too. So Spencer just on the show a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Look at that. He finally, our record now is a little delayed, but that win's coming.
Oh, it is.
There it is. Next up for the World of Outlaws, Lakeside Speedway in Kansas. That's going to be Friday, October 22nd, a week from tomorrow. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Friday, they were are supposed to be at Smoky Mountain. That was rained out. Jonathan Davenport led all 50 laps Saturday night at Dixie Speedway, the Dixie Shootout, and went back-to-back one Sunday at Rome Speedway. That was Davenport's 8th win of the year. The Lucas Oil Series is scheduled for the 41st annual Dirt Track World Championship at Portsmouth Raceway Park this Saturday and Sunday for the, I believe that's their series finale again, which is going to be next year. It'll be the 42nd, though, next year. NASCAR action, AJ Allmendinger was the winner Saturday at the Charlotte Roval in Cup Series action. All the action was between Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick, but Kyle Larson picked up the win. He was actually in danger of not making the cut to move on in the playoffs.
That win was big for him.
Yeah, he had some issues previous weeks. So Kyle Larson picking up another win there, and he lives to fight another day. Next up for the Cup Series is the Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 500 at Texas Motor Speedway coming up this Sunday at 2 o'clock on NBC. Andy's Frozen Custard 335 at Texas Motor Speedway is the next event for the Xfinity Series. That's Saturday, the 16th at 3 p.m., also on NBC. And the trucks are still off until Saturday, October 30th for the United Rentals 200 at Martinsville. That race will be at 1 o'clock on FSN. One other note, Flow Racing Night in America was won by Jimmy Owens, leading all 50 laps. That's Tuesday night at 411 or Speedway. Next up for the Flow Racing Night in America is Volunteer Speedway in Bulls Gap, Tennessee, coming up on Wednesday, the 20th of October.
It's not that far away.
No. So we have how many?
Yeah.
Before we get to that, though, let's talk about Ron Miller Race Cars. Give them a call, 734-856-7223. Race cars, parts, safety equipment, service, everything a racer needs. Successful event last Saturday at your Whiteford community.
Oh, Scott, that was so cool. Yeah, here, Whiteford Fall Festival. I was part of the committee that put that program on. We really didn't know what to expect. It was the very first one we ever did, and it was all to benefit kids. We want to build a playground, and I think we made enough to get a good start at it. The estimates were that we had between 7,000 and 9,000, and Scott, quite honestly, it could have been 10,000 people there through the day. Our main parking lot held 400 cars, and we had a contingency plan for another 300 up in another lot. We filled both lots, and cars rotated in and out all day. You were there as the MC and the announcer for us.
About that.
And no, we very much appreciated that. So you had a good view of everything that was going on. It was a busy day.
It was busy, and congratulations to John Young, who won the car show award.
Yeah.
He was it was a popular vote deal, and he had his new his car out there. There were some race cars out there on display, as well as a whole bunch of really cool classic. There was a rat rod that showed up. It looked interesting, we'll say. It was
that's a customer of mine. And,
is it?
Yeah. And that thing is so neat.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool deal. So
Scott,
I guess it's going to happen again next year.
The car show portion of it is going to be much bigger next year. And
it was bigger than I thought it would be. I was surprised. Mark
the date, October 8th, next summer or next fall. Going to be a big deal.
There you go. You want to make your announcement now?
No, go ahead. You announce it.
The Sandusky thing. I'm not really entirely sure what it is, but it sounds like we talked to Tony Burns earlier about the Dirt Invades Asphalt with the Fremont trucks and the Oakshade Bombers.
Let's just say, Scott, that when Oakshade announced that they would put some money in.
You want to drive a bomber now, don't you?
Well, I really don't care. I want to drive something, and I think I've made those arrangements.
So you're going to be in a truck?
Seems like it.
Yeah. So we will be competing against each other once again.
Yeah. Just be careful. Just be careful this time, Scott.
Just don't Kevin Harvick me.
That's it.
We'll have to get Jerry out there.
So yes, I will be in competition at the Sandusky
Dirt Invades Asphalt.
Dirt Invades Asphalt.
Week from Saturday.
Yep.
Very cool. All right.
And we'd like to see a lot of our dirt fans show up at Sandusky for that race.
Yeah. And once again, if you got any sponsorship you want to throw at that, I know Pam from Oakshade threw a couple of 50s in there, some incentive for going to the winner and highest finishing bomber from Oakshade. Give Tony a text or call 419-239-3991 or get a hold of Chris Mize, the race director out there at Sandusky
or get
Speedway.
a hold of either Chrissy or Pam at Oakshade, and I'm sure they'd be willing to work with the Oakshade people.
There you go. And yeah, the Oakshade people have only known about this for
a couple days.
Yeah, because I did, like I said, it came about after last week's show.
So spread the word to the Oakshade bomber guys that they get another opportunity to race, and
free asphalt tires. They'll be available at Ron Miller Race Cars
That's right.
to use for this event, and 2-barrel carburetor, but you can unhook the two.
Right, you can unhook the back 2 barrels and run your 4-barrel.
There you go, which is what I plan to do. So there you go. Last week's how many All-Stars are going to be at Fremont on Saturday. Good choice as opposed to Friday.
Right.
Although they were all there Friday, but they weren't racing. But we had a tie, actually. Oh, well, before we get to that, Jerry, who's not here tonight, he ended up having to work over. He was closest of the show folks here. He guessed 46. The actual number, 48.
That was a lot of cars.
That is a lot of cars. 48 was the correct number. We had actually 2 folks guess the exact number, 48, in the comments. So we're going to have to spin the Big D's pizza wheel to find out who the winner of a Big D's pizza is this week. So I've already got that prepared here. Let me.
I'm sure we've got a couple people on the edge of their seats.
Yeah, there is a couple because there's those 2. So Nancy Schoenauer and David Hammer. No idea who those guys are. Here we go. We're going to spin the Big D's pizza wheel to break that tie and find out who's going to get a free
5, 4,
Big D's
3,
pizza.
2, 1, spin.
Wait, I actually got to put it up on the screen here. I forgot. We can see it, but they couldn't. There you go. Now we'll spin it. You want to do the countdown again?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There it goes. Spinning, spinning, spinning. It's not fixed. There you go. David Hammer, congratulations.
Well, if you have any connections, make sure he brings some pizza back.
Surprisingly enough, I think last time he won, I may have
scored a pizza.
Yeah, I might have. Yeah. So congratulations. This week's how many? A chance to win a Big D's pizza. We haven't talked about this yet, but there's racing around here this weekend.
Really?
Waynesfield
is
back in action, and they're going to have the Boss non-wing sprints there.
On Saturday?
Saturday, yeah.
Oh, good.
So here's the deal. How many Boss non-wing sprints will be at Waynesfield on Saturday in competition?
Boss non-wing sprints.
Yeah. And I have absolutely no idea how many normally run. So
26.
You're going with 26? Okay. I'm going to say that is a good guess.
You're going to say 25. You're going to say
I don't know if I should go above or below that.
Go 25 or 27.
Well, it looks like the comments are, they're kind of all over the place too. I'm going to go with 25. I'm going to be pessimistic. Going with 25. Right. If you'd like a shot of Big D's Pizza, just put your guess in the comments of our Facebook Live or YouTube Live video, which you can find on YouTube or you can find on our Facebook page. If you're not listening to us live, then just go back to our Facebook page, find this video, and put a number in the comments, and you're automatically entered into that deal to win a Big D's Pizza. Whoever's closest will win a Big D's Pizza. If we get a tie, we'll spin the Big D's Pizza wheel. And remember, you can only guess once. If you put in more than one guess, you get black flagged.
That's it.
So there you go. So
and we've got the black flag right behind us.
Yeah, it's back. Yeah, you can see him off your shoulder.
And we know how to use it.
Do we?
You betcha.
So yeah, we'll give you till noon on Saturday to get your guess in for that, to get in the running. So this weekend's Big D's Pizza racing menu includes, just one race around here, really. It's Waynesfield Raceway Park, Boss non-wing sprints, USAC Midwest Thunder Midgets also in action, and the Wing 305 sprints will be in action as well. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission's $18. I did see somewhere, I think they said that keep an eye on their social media and their website. They may adjust the times if needed, but I don't really see a need for that really, unless it's going to get too cold for them. I don't know. I would say though, if we do get rain overnight tomorrow, that the later time gives them a little more time to prep the track, like you said. Speaking of which, the weekend weather pit stop, usually brought to you by W211's Ryan Weekman. He decided to leave early today and forgot to record it. So he wanted to get out and enjoy the nice weather before it does rain. But he didn't. This is what he texted me. He's like, here's the forecast for Saturday. Nice and cool.
Nice and cool.
That is it. Three-word forecast for you. Nice and cool. This was him leaving the WTOL station
studios
earlier today. And he's like,
I'm out of here.
Yeah. And as soon as he got wherever he was going, he's, oh, shoot. Forgot to record that. So there you go. Nice and cool. Shouldn't be a problem. Weather should be all right for this weekend of racing. Just some other notes before we wrap things up here. Montpelier Motor Speedway announced today the format for the Monster Mash coming up on the 29th, 30th,
right?
Or 30th and 29th and 30th is whatever that Friday and Saturday is. Last Friday and Saturday in the month, and it is going to be 2 complete shows because I was a little worried. Usually it's only Saturday,
right?
And I can't make Friday because I unfortunately have to work, but they are going to do 2 complete shows. Top 4 finishers on Friday night, though, are guaranteed starting positions in Saturday's event. So, and there's more details posted on Montpelier Motor Speedway's webpage, which I believe is racemontpelier.com. I think going off memory, racemontpelier.com, I believe is correct.
Yeah.
And they have all the information on there. They have actually a whole frequently asked questions. Like if you made a negative comment on our social media and why was it deleted? For the betterment of racing was the answer. I think they put it there. So Larry Bowe's doing a good job running things down there.
He really is.
At Montpelier Motor Speedway. So looking forward to that. That's actually the Sandusky race next weekend. I was going to wrap up this year's season for me, but then I saw that they were doing the separate shows. I'm like, hey, I can make that Saturday deal.
Do this.
It's early though. The gates open at noon for that Saturday show. Racing's actually at 4.
Ooh.
There's like trick or treat. There's like a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's a lot of the next few weeks. There's a lot of stuff going on. You know, again, we have the Dirt Invades Asphalt
right
at Sandusky Speedway.
Saturday the 23rd.
23rd. And we might have to get Chris Mize on next week to talk about everything else that's going on because we've kind of been focusing on just the Fremont dirt trucks and the Oakshade bombers that are going to be competing against each other.
Because we've got a vested interest in those, Scott.
Yeah, but there's more going on.
Yeah,
that's a Saturday,
it's a
Sunday
big
deal.
weekend.
Yeah, that's next weekend. Again, the Fremont dirt trucks and the Oakshade bombers, that'll be just Saturday, just the Saturday portion of that. Next year, though, who knows? If this goes over big, maybe we'll be both. Maybe we'll be the headliners.
I remember running the cavalcade with a dirt late model just a long time ago, Scott. With a pavement late model. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was going to say, how'd you do with that?
No, with a pavement late model. It was the pavement cars. The late models were a part of the show back in the day.
Okay, very cool. So
yeah.
Thanks again to Tony Burns for checking in with us earlier tonight, and definitely thanks to CJ Rayburn. Pretty cool speaking with a legend today.
Swap meet Saturday.
Swap meet Saturday at Oakshade. Millstream is still Millstream. On hold for now.
Just say eventually, Scott.
Eventually it'll open. That's all I know. So that's it for this edition of the Hammer Down Racing Report. Forgot to mention we didn't have any calls on the Hammer Down hotline this week, but if you'd like,
which may have been a good thing.
It usually, well, since we made the rules and made it so that it actually has to do with racing, we get less calls. It's crazy. 419-318-3081. That's 419-318-3081. If you want to leave us a
write
message,
that number down and talk to the recording.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think.
And we'll play it back on the air next week.
One final plea. Check out Toledo City Paper and get us nominated for the most popular podcast in the city.
There you go. Yep. Once again, the nominations close tomorrow. So
then we'll be bugging you to vote for us.
Yeah,
assuming we get nominated.
That's kind of why I'm not really. I won't be upset if we don't get nominated this year.
I understand,
because that went on for way too long. But what the hell?
A couple of weeks would be okay.
If you haven't nominated us, head on over to our Facebook page, which you're probably at right now. After we're done, scroll up to the pinned post, a direct link to the media section. You vote for Ryan Weekman too, or nominate him.
Yeah, please,
for Toledo best weather meteorologist, whatever they're called.
He should be a shoe-in for that.
Should be. Thanks again to Oakshade Raceway, Real Geese Silhouette Decoys, Big D's Pizza, Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, Dipman Motorsports, and everybody that supports racing. Support our sponsors.
And Robin Johnson, not a clue.
What was the question?
Are they doing a drawing for perfect attendance?
No, yeah, I did not hear back on that. Sorry.
Not a clue.
Yeah, that's it. It's time to go home.
It is. It's dinner time.
See you next Thursday at 7 o'clock.
Same time, same place.
Yeah, that's it. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
I got to go upstairs, though.
Wait. You are home.
I am.
So confused. All right. We'll see you.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.